Click on the subscribe button and remember to press the bell icon for regular notifications from our digital blogger.
Hello friends, welcome to our digital blogger. Today we're going to talk about a specific topic, 50 plus upcoming IPOs in 2018. What we saw in 2017 was a blockbuster year for IPOs investments. A lot of retail investors made huge amounts of money by investing in different IPOs coming from different sectors, of course. At the same time, different companies raised thousands of crores of rupees through these public offerings. Now in this video, we're going to talk about what's going to hold up in the future for you. In this video, we will talk about specific stocks which are going to land up in the stock market, what the valuation they are looking at, and whether you should be investing them or not. Go ahead, let's get started. Let me tell you one thing before we get started on this. This year, 2018, is going to be 2 steps ahead of what we saw in 2017, if not more. A lot of companies coming from big brand names are going to launch their IPOs. They are coming from different sectors. Could be construction, it could be gaming. Yes, gaming is a thing now which can be mainstream, and a company is coming up with an IPO for itself. Then finance is pretty obvious, transportation, logistics, media. Then there is power, oil and gas, technology, aviation industry. So you can see there is a varying interest coming up from different sectors, and corresponding companies are going to launch up their IPOs and get some money from retail investors. The first in this list is AMS, or Apollo Microsystems Limited. It's a security background based company incorporated in the year 1985. They're going to launch their 156 crore rupees IPO. It's going to be the first IPO of this year, launching on 10th of January 2018. This particular company is known for high performance and critical solutions providence to space, defense, homeland security, defense ministry for that matter. At the same time, if you look at the second IPO, is going to be Aster DM Healthcare. Obviously, it's going to come from the healthcare industry. Relatively bigger size in nature. 800 crore is what they are going to launch, and January 2018 is its launch month. Then there is going to be Gandhar Oil Refinery Limited. This company has their head office in Mumbai. They have different operational plants across Maharashtra and Dadra and Haveli. The business is looking to close a target of $650 million, and this IPO is gonna be raising 195 crore. Correspondingly, a smaller IPO, it's gonna be difficult to get an allotment, but still, if you are fine with your research, you can go ahead and bid for this. Again, this is going to be launched within January 2018. Then it's gonna be Lakshya Media Limited, coming from media sector. They're gonna raise 450 crore rupees. This particular company is an independent marketing communications network. They've got around 250 employees, around 25 offices they have, and they have a significant footprint in the UAE market as well. February 2018 for this. And then there is going to be a niche segment coming from Prince Pipes and Fittings. 800 crore is what they are expecting through this IPO. They have different manufacturing plants in Silvassa, Uttarakhand, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu. They have a CAGR of 40% last 4 years consistently. Reasonable growth. February 2018 is something that you can expect this IPO to come into picture. Genesis Colors Media, this is luxury clothing. They generally work with bigger brand names such as Satyapal and Bewitch. 650 crore is what they're gonna expect from the stock market IPO 2018. The date, the month has not been decided yet, but still it's gonna be in the first half of this year itself. Then big name ICICI Securities. It's one of the full service stock brokers in India. They're going to launch a mammoth IPO of 3,000 crore to 3,500 crore anytime between February to March this year itself. Now this company, this is a full service broker. In fact, from the active client base perspective, they are #1 in India. Pretty expensive though from a client perspective, but still they have a huge brand equity linked with them. Then there is National Insurance Company, another insurance sort of a brand that comes up for an IPO. Very old. They were established back in the year 1906. As of now, they have around 1,500 offices in India. They're going to dilute their 15% of the equity 5,000 crore is what they are looking to raise through this IPO, and March 2018 they are gonna launch it in. Then there is UTI Mutual Fund, coming from the finance background, another bigger sort of an IPO. 2,500 crore is what they are expecting. March 2018. Currently SBI, State Bank of India, PNB and Bank of Baroda are some of the investors in the business. They might exit once this IPO comes into picture, most likely from the primary or secondary market itself. Then in this lineup we have Galaxy Surfactants. Now this particular company comes from personal and home care industry. They act as a manufacturer in the overall supply chain. They have multiple plants in India, Egypt and the USA. The IPO is going to be raising 1,000 crore, another one that is going to land up in March 2018. Then Seaway and Shipping and Logistics rather. This is a logistics based company. Amount has not been disclosed yet, but it's going to be launched somewhere in the first half of this year itself. This particular company has been around for 26 years and they are running operations in Southeast Asia and Middle Eastern markets. Then Hindustan Aeronautics Limited is a big brand name. They are working with the Indian government for a while. In fact, it is owned by them at the same time. They were launched in the year 1940. The corporation looks into the design and assembly of jet engines, helicopters, aircrafts and related spare parts. As far as this IPO is concerned, they are going to dilute 10% of their equity, but what amount is going to land up is not disclosed yet. It's going to be launched somewhere around the mid of this year and it's going to be a big one for sure. Then IRCTC Limited. Now I can certainly assume that 9 out of 10 people who are listening to this video, in fact more than that if that's a possibility, might have heard about IRCTC or in fact used the services as well. This is a big web portal from which you can book your online tickets for the for railways. Now transportation obviously is the industry. Amount is not disclosed yet, but they're going to launch somewhere on the second half of this year. There's a good chance that most of the IPOs that are government backed, they're gonna get the trust factor right away without any advertising for that matter. Then in this list we have National Stock Exchange. Every company who wants to gets listed on the stock market. NSE is one of the bigger options because it's one of the biggest exchanges in Asia and in the world as well. NSE is number one in India. It's coming from finance background. They are gonna launch an IPO worth 10,000 crores. It's a high possibility that you might get an allotment, but the bidding gonna be competitive as well. This particular company filed a revenue of around 2,400 crore rupees and a PAT of 985 crore last year. Now this IPO is one of the most awaited ones, gonna be launched in March 2018. Then Go Air, another transportation based IPO. Go Air is coming from aviation industry. It's the flight they run, and the company is run by Wadia Group, and it's one of the most prominent domestic aviation businesses. It was established back in the year 2005 and by now they fly around 2,300 flights every week. So that's the scale operationally they look into. 3,000 crore is what something they are looking to raise through this IPO. Again, something that gonna be launched in March 2018. So it seems the first quarter of this year is gonna be a big one. Then Acme Solar, coming from energy background, relatively big. 2,200 crore is what they are expecting from this IPO. This particular company is launching this IPO and wants to spend the capital in paying majorly into the debt part and investing a major portion of it in the 200 megawatt solar power plant they have in process in Rajasthan. Now this particular company has a huge backing simply because of the solar movement. Narendra Modi, our Prime Minister, has been backing this particular concept for a while now, and companies like these, sectors like these, benefit directly from such initiatives. Then Lemon Tree Hotels is a chain of hotels. They have around 40 hotels under their belt in 24 cities. Multiple brands they are running: Lemon Tree Premier, Lemon Tree Resorts, Lemon Tree Hotels, Red Fox. They're gonna launch this IPO somewhere around April this year, but the amount has not been disclosed yet. Then Bandhan Bank is one of the most awaited sort of IPOs this year. Although this particular bank is not that old, was incorporated very recently in 2014-15, but they have sort of disrupted the overall banking space in a quick while. As of now, they have 866 branches, around 2500 doorstep services, 386 ATMs, and the overall employee strength they have is somewhere around 25,000. The IPO is going to be mammoth as well, 2500 crore. April 2018 is somewhere they're going to launch this IPO, one of the most awaited ones. Then we have in this Reliance General Insurance. Whenever the term Reliance adds to something, it creates a hype directly. Now this particular general insurance company is going to launch this IPO in May 2018. 300 crore, relatively small. The kind of IPOs we are looking at, the scale we're looking at, this IPO looks small. The allocation is going to be a little tough. At the same time, this Anil Ambani led company has seen a consistent growth in the recent years in terms of monetary performance as well as customer acquisition. Then in this list we have Amber Enterprises. This is an OEM, original equipment manufacturer. This basically manufactures air conditioners for brands, for example Hitachi, Voltas, Daikin, Godrej. So whatever brand out of these you use is actually manufactured in the background by Amber Enterprises. Electronic based company, 555 crore is the size of the IPO. It's not still known what exact duration or what exact month they're going to launch this IPO into. If you talk about the financials, this particular company has seen a revenue of 1650 crore last financial year. That's a pretty good one. At the same time, they're looking to clear some debt which is in the range of 345 crore rupees. In this list, we do have HG Infra Engineering Limited. It's a very niche sort of a company, certified construction company for that matter. They engage in infrastructure based projects such as highways, roads, bridges, military engineering services, railways and all that. Now this company is looking to launch a mid-scale IPO of 500 crore rupees, and the issue would be used for purchasing capital equipment, repayment of some debts, and for other general corporate purposes. The company has already hired in SBI Capital Markets and HDFC Bank to handle their IPO. Next IPO on this list we have is from Newgen Software Technologies. This company comes from New Delhi. They have a clientele based out of 60 countries and they provide services from different sort of technological domains. Now this company is looking for 400 crore funding. If you look at the numbers, they had a consolidated revenue of 433.76 crore rupees and operating profit of around 52.36 crore for the financial year 2016-17. So these numbers look reasonable. At the same time, if you look at the numbers from the previous years, they have gained quite a bit in terms of percentage. Now the deadline, or rather the month specific for this IPO is not confirmed yet, but more or less this IPO is going to come up in the second half of this year. Then we have Renew Power. This is a power based company. Now founded in 2011, Renew Power is the largest clean air producer in India. It's looking to launch their IPO in Indian stock market this year. As an entity, Renew Power recently commissioned the largest solar farm in Telangana with a capacity of 143 megawatts. This IPO, they're going to raise 4,500 crore rupees. It's going to be launched the first half of this year in May 2018. Similarly, if we talk about the rest of the IPOs, it's going to include Karda Construction, relatively smaller company, come from real estate, sort of an industry, launched back in the year 1994. They have their head office in Nashik, Maharashtra. They're going to come up with their IPO pretty soon in the first half itself. Amount is not yet disclosed. Then we have Continental Warehousing Corporation. Now this company was incorporated in 1997. Today the business has operations running from different parts of India, including Mumbai, Chennai, Tuticorin. The logistic firm now is looking to raise a capital of around 1100 crore rupees through an IPO. The IPO will be listed at both NSE and BSE. They've already hired Edelweiss Broking, Axis Capital and ICICI Securities for handling this IPO. Then moving ahead, if we talk about Akash Education Services, somebody who has gone through coaching, for instance, if they are looking for medical or if they're looking for engineering, Akash is something that they might have already heard about. Now this is a chain of educational institutes that's been around for around 3 decades now, launched in the year 1988 rather. As of now, they have a 135 classroom center batch and then around 78 corporate branches, 57 franchise offices and around 3,500 employees. Now the company is valued at 4,000 crore. They want to raise an IPO worth 1,000 and they're gonna launch it in the next the second half rather of this year. Then another logistics company we have called Seven Island Shipping. It's also called SISL. It's a seaborne logistics company based out of Mumbai, established in the year 2002. Currently has 12 vessels, 3 crude oil tankers, 9 product carriers. Now they have membership from ISO 9001 2008. American Bureau of Shipping has given a certification to it. So it brings a trust factor with all these certifications and these memberships around. They have hired Edelweiss Broking to launch this 450 crore rupees worth IPO to be done in June 2018 itself. Then we have SREI Equipment Finance. This is a product development company coming from engineering background. 27-year-old company wants to launch 2,000 crore worth of IPO valuation. June 2018 is something that they're looking at. If you talk about numbers, the company reported a revenue of around 2,500 crore rupees and a profit of around 148 crore. Then we have in this list somebody called Bharat Serum. It's a pharmaceutical company, wants to launch an IPO worth 2,000 crore. Timeline is not set yet. If you talk about the numbers, they want to get rid of 30% of the equity, and from that particular number they obviously want to raise 2,000 crore. The company is valued at around 6,667 crore rupees. The IPO may be targeted in the first half itself. They have already hired Jefferies and Company to launch this particular IPO. Next up in this list, we have Policy Bazaar, web-based aggregator for insurance, founded in the year 2008. They have their head office in Gurgaon. This is a website basically catering to an audience looking for life insurance, health insurance, and it basically occupies a huge market share as far as contribution to online premium is concerned. The website gets around 5.4 million visitors every month, 2 lakh transactions on a monthly basis. Now they want to raise an IPO, and it's going to be worth around 925 crore, very specific amount. They are not looking for 1,000 crore, that's a magic number, but they're going to stay with 925 crores. Probably going to be launched in the second half of this year. It's predicted that's going to be somewhere around October. So if you're looking to invest in something which is going to be promising for a long term, Policy Bazaar is one of those IPOs. Then we have GMR. It's a name that's known to people who use Delhi airports or probably who use Hyderabad airports. These airports are constructed by a business called GMR, and they are now looking to raise 2,500 crore rupees through this IPO of theirs by June 2018. Then we have Sundar Technologies, automotive based technology company. They have been a sheet metal supplier to Hero Honda since 1987. This is where they started. Now the business has grown to 33 manufacturing units in India and across the globe with an employee base of more than 6,500. Now they are looking to raise 300 crore rupees in the next few months, and they intend to use the funds to repay or prepay certain loan facilities and for other general corporate purposes. They've hired ICICI Direct and Axis Capital to take care of this particular IPO. Then we have KIM Hospital Chain. This is a multi-care private healthcare service provider in southern India and has evolved as a large corporate healthcare group in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. They have a network of 6 hospitals in those states. The group has the flagship hospital at Sikandrabad, which has a capacity of around 1,000 beds. Now they want to raise 600 crore rupees somewhere around the second half of this year. The group is looking to expand its presence as well as use the chunk for with general corporate purposes. Hired Axis Capital, ICICI Securities and Edelweiss Broking to launch this IPO. Then Kalyan Jewelers. Now this is coming from a luxury or a jewelry sort of a sector or an industry, been around for more than 100 years. They ventured into different sort of businesses, and now in 1993 they moved into jewelry segment. Now they want to raise somewhere between 2,500 to 3,000 crore rupees. More details will follow soon on the specific amount and the specific month they're gonna come up with this IPO. Light Bite Foods. They have around 180 operational outlets. They have this across India and in fact in foreign countries as well. Some of the brands that they cater are Punjab Grill, Zambo, Fresco, Asia 7, The Artful Baker. Some of these are the brands that they are looking for, and at the same time they provide multiple food and beverage outlets with some of the prominent brand names as well. The revenue in last year saw an improvement of 30 to 32%, and now they want to launch an IPO this year itself. The amount is something that they have not disclosed yet, but it's gonna be somewhere around midsection. Then we have Nazara Technologies. This is one of its own kind. It comes from gaming background. 1,000 crore rupees is something that they want to raise. One quick fact, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has already invested in this particular company. They see a decent future for gaming industry in India in the coming years. They launch this IPO in April 2018, get 1,000 crore, and they want to expand their online coverage as well. Now, this has been a profitable company since 2007. This is a rare fact, followed by multiple sort of industries or sectors. But Nazara Technologies is been profitable for quite a while now. Then we have HDFC Asset Management, finance-based company, 55,000 distribution partners, 170 branches, somewhere around 1,000 employees they have. They clocked a profit of 550 crore rupees for the financial year 2007, and for 2017-18 till September they already had a profit of 310 crore rupees. Now they want to raise an IPO. It's gonna be a big one, somewhere around 5 to 10,000, somewhere around that number. The company is currently valued at 35,000 to 40,000 crore rupees. India Mart in the list. This is an online retail B2B marketplace where users can connect to buyers and suppliers. The company was established back in the year 1996 and currently has a network of more than 40 lakh suppliers. They offer 4.3 crore products to more than 3.5 crore buyers. So the numbers are pretty decent. If you look at the financial performance, they have a CAGR of 40% for the last 5 years. They want to raise somewhere around 500 crore this year in July 2018. More details to follow soon. Then in the list we have Energy Efficiency Services. It's also called EESL. It's a joint venture of NTPC Limited, Power Finance Corporation, Rural Electrification Corporation and Power Grid. Now they want to raise an IPO of 200 crore, pretty small. They have a revenue of 1400 crore, which is a double the amount through this particular IPO. They're gonna put these funds into construction of multiple projects that they currently are catering to. They're looking to dilute 20% of the stake, and the company is priced at somewhere around 1200 crore rupees. Then we have a Lodha Developers. Now this is a construction based company, primarily called real estate based sort of a background. 3,000 to 6,000 crores, a wide range though, but somewhere between these two values they are going to look raise their funding from this IPO. September 2018. It's gonna take some while in order to get this IPO processed, 7 to 8 months from here, but still they're gonna do that. If you talk about the background operation level, they have offices in London, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad in different parts, and they have multiple projects running in parallel. From workforce perspective, they have somewhere around 1,800 engineers, 25,000 workmen, 300 customer support. So these are the numbers that they are marketing in a sense, and they're gonna launch this IPO somewhere between September to October this year itself. Indian Renewable Energy, it's an enterprise from Government of India under the administrative control of Ministry of Renewable Energy. So when somebody is backed by the Government of India, the trust factor jumps manifold. The company in this case was launched in the year 1987, and now they want to raise funding through quite a bit. I mean, they have a huge chunk of fresh equity shares in their plate. If I need to give to a number, it's somewhere between 1390 million fresh equity shares they want to offer through this IPO. Obviously, all of that will not go into retail. Then in this list, we have something called Indian Railway Finance Corporation. So these are some of the last ones we have. In fact, last three is what we got to. So Indian Railway Finance Corporation is the finance arm of Indian Railways, which helps to raise financial resources for expansion and running through capital markets and other borrowings. Now again, this is a government backed company. Direct trust factor 2,000 crore they want to raise, and pretty sure that they're gonna get a huge bidding on this IPO. Devi Seafoods, it's basically a own subsidiary of the parent company, Devi Seafoods Limited, India, and primarily their market is in the US and Canada. 90% of their exports go to the United States, and around 6 to 7% of their overall export goes to Canada. Now, it was established in the year 1992. They have their head office in Vizag, Andhra Pradesh, and now the firm is looking to raise somewhere between 1,000 to 1,200 crore rupees, and they are going to do it in the first half of this year itself. Finally, in this list we have Anmol Industries. Now this is one of the leading players in the FMCG sector with a focus on biscuits and confectionery segments. Now the firm reported a turnover of 1200 crore rupees, 1200 crore rupees, and it boasts of a strong network of 2500 distributors across different parts of India. Now they want to raise an IPO of 1000 crore rupees. Second half of this year looks pretty lucrative since the company has been around and it's been leading the industry as well from multiple aspects. They have their operational offices in Dhankoi, Bhubaneswar, Hajipur, Greater Noida, Ghaziabad and Sambalpur. So these were some of the IPOs that we touched base in account, somewhere around 50. There are going to be more and we're going to come up with individual reviews of these IPOs in the time to come. Now, if you want to have a detailed understanding of this breakup of different IPOs in the future, what you can do is you can visit our website, digitalblogger.com. We have a specific review done at digitalblogger.com where we list out all these IPOs with the specific details. You can check these out. There is a different level of information provided here. You can just move across these table and understand. Now we have specific details of each of these IPOs in length, talking about the industry background. Whatever we just talked about has been specifically written out in detail just for you, so that in case for future reference you want to have a look on what kind of IPOs are gonna come up in the few months, this is the reference guide for you. At the same time, if you're somebody who has not opened a demat or trading account yet, you are looking to invest in IPOs, this is something you need. What you can do is you can check out this link here, digitalblogger.com/free callback broker choice. Put in your details and your preferences in length. You have to mention your preferences in detail so that we can map your requirements to a specific stockbroker that matches exactly with what you need. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching it. We hope you liked it. In case you did, please go ahead and press the thumbs up link. We'll really appreciate that. You can share this video. You can subscribe to our channel, Digital Blogger, if you have not done that already. Thank you so much again for watching this. Bye bye.